भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ।
Friends, welcome back to the study of the Mundaka Upanishad. And you all know that we have covered up to the 8th shloka of the last chapter of the Mundaka Upanishad in total. And 3 more shlokas remain. One is Phalashruti, that is, what happens if a person belonging to a family or a clan achieve Brahmajnana? What happens to that family? How does it stand to benefit? Known as Phalashruti, that is, this is how we rather encourage people, inspire people to study. That is the 9th shloka, which we are supposed to study today. And the 10th and 11th shloka is Upasamhara Vidhi, that is, how you close the study of this Upanishad. What does it mean? It means you don't share this wisdom with a person who has no background whatsoever. It will do him more harm than good. Because he'll using words not meaning what it is, not knowing what it means. And he will be a total confused person. That Swamiji says, undigested information runs riot in their brains. So be very choosy. Don't open your mouth. Don't teach Upanishad, the wisdom of the Upanishad, the procedure of achieving that goal, to people who are not at all interested, who do not have a background. If they are interested, you assess their interest and they talk accordingly, which they will understand instead of confusing them. And in the Bhagavad Gita, we have a famous shloka saying, Na buddhi bhedam janayet ajnanam karma sanginam. People who are involved in worldly pursuit, they know nothing else but achievement of things in the world. Please don't confuse them. Buddhi Vedam means confusion. Don't confuse them, telling this is another way available to you. They are now totally involved one way that they know. Don't do that. That will be harmful to them. This has been said. Why is it been said? Because if you continue to teach this very subtle wisdom to people who appreciate and want to know honestly and sincerely, you first assess to what extent they know, to what extent they are capable of absorption and understanding. Go that extent. Let him improve, let him enlarge, and you keep on feeding him till the last point. And finally, the chapter, the Upanishad concludes by bowing down to Rishi Angirasa for his great wisdom which he passed on to Shaunaka. Remember the first sloka. And because of Shaunaka's inquiry, we are the beneficiaries of this wisdom. Therefore, we bow down to rishis who have been helping the human society to upgrade their quality of personality from a human to the divine. This is how it ends. But before I conclude the study of this Upanishad, I will request a little more attention of yours. Let us concentrate on the last 8 shlokas. Once again, though we have read up to the 8th, but I would like to start again from the 3rd and continue, and during our next discourse, we'll be able to complete it. I've given you a bird's eye view of how the remaining 3 shlokas help us to complete the study. But I would like to come back to shloka number 3. Shloka number 3 and shloka number 4 is very, very, very important for a person who is really, sincerely, devotedly interested in acquiring this wisdom. That is, the Upanishad tells you how to build up your character, how to build up your personality without any mistaking false step. How can you go ahead without making any blunders, making any mistakes? 3rd and the 4th shloka, I call them the twin shlokas. They're identical, only different words are used. The 3rd shloka says, Ayam Atma pravachanena na labhya. Na labhya. It is not achieved. It cannot be achieved. Make no efforts, have no false ideas. What is it? How it is not achieved? Pravachanena. A flight of your intellectual understanding will not take you there. It may help you, but don't think it is available by intellectual knowledge. Please allow me to highlight this subtle distinction without which your view of the whole situation will not be crystal clear. Let us come back to our worldly life. I see this chair in front of me. I see, and a process of seeing goes through, right through my nervous system to my brains. And I was told at one point of time, such an object in the world is known by the word chair. So as soon as my eyes fall on it, instantaneously, the time taken is microscopically small. You see, it reflects on your retina, it stimulates your optic nerves, the optic nerves carry those stimulations to that part of the brain which is equipped to interpret that stimulation, and you generate a knowledge. How? Substantiated by your past memory. Oh, I was told such a thing is known as a chair. You say, I know what it is. It is a chair. You are the knower of what an object in the world. All your five senses, all our five senses work on that line. Sense organs, jnana indriyas. Similarly, the karmendriya have their object. Pancha prana have their objects. I'll not complicate matters. Let us concentrate on generation of knowledge, epistemology. That is the philosophical word academically used. The process of generation of knowledge. This is the process of generation of knowledge. What is it? You stand aside and you say, I know. That's the end of it. It does not change your personality. It increases the storehouse in that part known as memory, which is an aspect of the mind stuff, the chitta. You remain what you are. Your personality does not change, but quantity of information that you acquire and gather, it grows bigger and bigger and bigger. That is why Swamiji, in a lighter mood, not only lighter mood, in a castigating mood, says, don't be a well-informed information counter clerk. Everything is on your fingertips. But it doesn't change you. You remain what you are. This is knowledge. Jnana. Now what is experiencing vijnana? I know, I am convinced I exist. And I am aware that I exist. If I am enclosed in a small little box without light, without sound, without smell, fragrance, without allowing me to touch anything and not allowing me to taste anything, all that is prohibited. It's a chamber where I can breathe, I live, but all my five senses are dead. Dead means I don't allow it to have an object. Does it stop you from feeling I am? No. What I think, Swami, such a cruel person, has enclosed me in a chamber where I am imprisoned and my five sense organs have nothing to do. But I know, I still feel I am. That is, my awareness of my amness is not dependent on my five sense organs. I am aware, I exist, I am without the help of five sense organs. It is known as experiencing. Atmanubhuti. Anubhuti is experiencing myself. Whether that analysis of myself is correct or incorrect is out of question. But I know I am. I experience I am. Jnana is knowledge. Vijnana is experiencing anubhuti. Jnana and anubhuti, inner feeling. Nayam atma pravachena nabhya. Flight of intellectual achievement of knowing things of the world does not lead you there. But it helps you with your intellectual clarity. It helps you to develop a rock-solid, intellectual, crystal-clear conviction, oh, this is what Atmanubhuti is. This is what the procedure by means of which I may be aware of myself in its true original form or nature. Today I say I am. And to be honest, my amness rotates around my passport and my amness rotates around my achievement, curricular VT or my biodata. The Rishi Angirasha is warning you, I am Atma. This Atmanubhuti, pravachanena na labhya. There is no compromise. But it can be used as a means to realization. That is, this procedure is not an end in itself, it is a means to reach the goal. What else? Pravachanena na labhya, na medhaya, na bahuna shrutena. You don't experience your true original nature, Atmanubhuti, by your capacity to retain the certain ideas and ideals that is mentioned in the Upanishads, in the scriptures. That is in the domain of intellect. What does it mean? Na bahuna shrutena. You can listen to it 1,000 times. You're well acquainted with it. But it will not happen. Pravachanena na labhya, medhaya na labhya, and bahuna shrutena la labhya. My dear, these are the avenues which I experience this world. This is what I know of. I'm used to, I'm acquainted with. And you say it is not possible. Please tell me, how do I get it? The last two slokas, last two lines of this sloka, he says, the method of achieving that wisdom and the result of experiencing. There's a distinction between knowing and wisdom. Wisdom is the end result. I'll give you an example. What is wisdom and what is intellect? I go to a small little cottage in a village in old-time India. There was no refrigeration, but people knew that if I keep a mud earthen jar covered up with wet linen and keep it in a place where there's flowing breeze, the latent heat will take away the heat from that water and it will cool down. That's a physics lesson, latent heat. And I find that he has kept it far away from the window. That man He has tried various places and he has found out a place where, according to his own experience, the breeze flows in his room from the door to the window. Comes in through the door, goes out the window. On that passage he has kept it. And I am a book learner. Where have you kept it there in the midway? Keep it below the window. Not knowing if I raise my head after drinking water, the window will hit my head. And the window pane will hit my head. I don't know, but I said theoretically this will be. But he has learned in the school of experiencing. That is wisdom. So we have to be wise to understand what is it. He says, pravachanena na labhya, medhaya na labhya, bahuna shrutena na labhya. But he doesn't want to keep you in the dark. He would like to guide you. Jam eva esha brinute tena labhya. Yam eva esha brinute. Brinute means here, in English language, with his heart and soul. He invites it, it welcomes it, he will die without it. The attitude. A person who invites this wisdom, invites this Swatmanubhuti. I would like to know who am I, what am I? Intellectually, rationally, emotionally, and from my ingenuity and my willpower, the four faculties that I have, in totality, without a fraction of diminishing it, in totality, I would like to die for it. That is a brinute for you. You want it in such a manner that in your common English language, you are prepared to die for it. Yam eva esha brinute tena labhya. That is how you will achieve that goal. And what is the goal? Esha atma, tasya esha atma, bibranute tanum shyam. Tasya esha shyam atma, tanum bibranute. Swam tanum bibranute. His own self merges with that cosmic self. That means transformation of your personality, how intelligently you know this is not the way, this is not the way, this is not the way, this is the way. What is that? The Yoga Sutra says that tat japaha tadartha bhavanam. You concentrate on a particular object. The object is a symbol of an idea, and you identify yourself with that idea. I am Atma Brahma. What I know as I am, as of now, is a misnomer, is a misconception, is a mistaken identity. I know I am that. I have not experienced it. But what am I doing? I am saturating my personality with this idea. And as a tasteless fluid, the water absorbs the taste of the solvent, sugar, and a time comes when the water is totally saturated with sugar and is incapable of dissolving sugar crystal anymore. We say it is a saturated solution of sugar. You saturate your personality with that idea, and that idea is rock solid. The idea is crystal clear. How? With your rationality, your emotionality, with your ingenuity, you have totally rock solid conviction. It has to be achieved by transformation of my personality. So dear, don't think it's a very easy shloka to read and understand. It is absolutely a concentrated solution given to you to understand and to realize what not to do, what to do, how to do, and in which manner you do. The sister shloka is Nayamatma Balahinena Labhya. There will be many, many, many ups and downs in your life. Endless. The world will kick you around. You will find no support for these ideals. There is no end to your obstacles in life. Don't lose courage. Don't lose faith. Bala. It is not the physical strength. It is the tenacity. As Swami Sridharananda used to say, in your spiritual life, don't be a cast iron. Be a steel. Why? If you put a cast iron piece on two posts, two pillars, and hit it at the center, it will break. Though cast iron be heated at a particular point of time, after a while it will break into fragments. Though the cast iron knows to be iron and strong. But what about steel? You keep on hammering at it throughout your life. It may bend, it may warp, it may thin down, but it will never break. That is bulldog tenacity. That's the English usage in English language. Have that bulldog tenacity. Without that tenacity, you will not be able to reach that goal. Balahinena nalabhya. Nacha pramadat. Confused think, oh, I have achieved that. I understand what Brahmagyana is. Here, it has not transformed your personality. Don't have that confused thinking. Nacha tapasa bhapya lingat. Without the sense of renunciation. I want nothing but God. Don't say I want nothing. It has to be positively oriented. Mumukshatta. Intense desire to know God. To be one with God. To experience God. That desire fills you up so much that you don't need to practice Vairagya and Viveka. It automatically comes to you because there is no space in you for anything else. The whole personality is saturated with the desire to achieve that goal. And then what happens to you? Etair upayair jatate jastu vidyan. With all these methodologies that I am saying in these two shlokas, Rishi Angirasha says, a Vidwan who makes a back-breaking effort, jatate. Underline that word. Jatate, jatnam kurute. That is an unending, uninterrupted, total effort. It needs every ounce of your strength. Strength, tenacity, not physical strength. Your determination. Etai rupayair jatate jastu vidyam tasya esha atma vishate brahmadhava. This jivatma, this individual, slowly and slowly saturates himself with this idea and becomes one with that. The process of being and becoming. What you think, so you become. So these two shlokas are, dears, the pillars of understanding of what is expected of a soul who desires to be one with the cosmos, one with the divine. So this is the third and the fourth shloka. Fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. Fifth to ninth, 5 shlokas. They are nothing else but description. What happens to you? Why this description is being given now at the end of it? At the beginning he has said, Ya sarvagya sarvavid. You become one with that. Now here he says, what will happen to you? Why? We are so attached to our ego. I am. Am I going to evaporate like camphor? Am I going to evaporate like a drop of water on a hot pan? I will not exist. There's a real fear. As we say, we have a fear in dying, not knowing what happened to me. Where will I go? I'm dying. What will happen to me? The fear of the unknown. And here, the fear is my ego, my amness. Is it going to disappear like camphor? Vaporize like hot water? Where do I go from here? To tell you, you will not disappear. And he gives you several examples. 5 of them. And then he concludes. 10th and 11th is conclusion. We have read the 4 of them. First is samprapya yenam rishaya jnana tripta kritatmana vitaraga prashanta te sarvagam sarvatah prapya dhira yuktatmana sarvam eva avijanti. Samyak prapya samprapya. What is samprapya? In totality. No nook and corner left. Everything is bright and brilliant, full of effulgence. And having achieved that, what does it mean? I have broken all the limitations to which I very lovingly, very caringly attach myself to. I have broken them. and I am absolutely satiated. I have achieved what I want to achieve, and there is nothing beyond. Nishreyasha, the ultimate good, the ultimate goal. Kritatmana vitaraga prashant. Krita atmana. He has restructured himself. What does it mean? From Jivatma, identifying yourself with your passport identity and CV or biodata, you have now created yourself by being Vitaraga and Prashanta. Vitaraga means no attachment for anything else, because you have become whole. Why do we want? Because we have an incompleteness, a sense of incompleteness in me, and I think this will complete me. I say it is necessary for me, for my health, for my body, for my thinking, for my living. I need it. There's an insufficiency. I'm trying to fill up the sufficiency. I am the whole cosmos. I am full. So there's no need to be expecting something. I am Vitaraga, and therefore I am serene, I am cool, I am equanimous, and I am at poise with myself. Vitaraga Prashanta. They, when they achieve this quality, sarvagam sarvato prapya dhira. They become wise and mature. How? They enter the domain of all permeativeness, all permeatable, omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent. Yuktat manaha sarvameva avihanti. They become one with the cosmos. How? By following the disciplines of transforming your personality, not adding informations to your brain. Therefore, meditative process is an antaranga sadhana. Bahiranga sadhana and antaranga sadhana. Management of yourself, creation of your new self by removing the dirt and drops on a covered mirror, dirty mirror. You create yourself by your efforts are utilized in getting rid of the dirt and scum. Sarvameva eki bhavanti. They become one with all. The next one is Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchatartha. Vijnana. What Vedanta says, you have assimilated that. Experienced that, not in the domain of your rationality only. Sunishchitartha. There is no doubt left anymore. Sannyas yogat jataya suddha satta. By that process of negation, I do not want this. But mind you, dear, I do not want this only comes in when you have a precondition of wanting. That want is there, so you are forcing yourself to say, I don't want it. Fill yourself up with awareness of God. And when you are full, there's no awareness, no want. This is the secret. Jataya Suddha Satta, that the people, yatis, sannyasis in practice, not an organized manner, those who have attitude of saturating themselves totally with the divine, they are absolutely pure at heart. No impurity is there. Te brahmalokeshu parantakale paramrita parimuchanti sarve. Pradeepa nirvanavat parisamantat avatishtate. Ghata kashaiva ghatapanaye. What does it mean? Space in a jar. Space is indivisible. Because you are conceiving the jar, the space contained in a jar. That's why I use the word jar. Break the jar. And earthenware. Where does the space go? Goes back to everywhere. Break the identities with what you are not. Get rid of the identities of what you are not. You are breaking them and being one with the divine. Te brahmalokeshu parantakale paramrita parimuchanti sarve. There is not a speck of space, nor a dot of time where he is not. Let us move on to the next. Gata kala panchadasha pratishtha devasya sarve pratidevatashu karmani vijnanamayaschamatma pare abhaye sarve eki bhavanti. The whole body structure with which I am attached. How? My eyes and my sense organs, my 5 active organs, my 5 pranas, panchavāyu, prana, pana, vyana, udana, samana, chakshu, karna, nasa, jiva, tvacha, and hastapada, pani, upasta, payu. I have disidentified myself with all of them, and I've told them, go back to your original causes. Light is the cause of vision, air is the cause of sound, smell, gandhavati, prithvi, everything. Go back, go back, go back. You are no more. You go back to your nature. What are you doing? You are disabusing yourself with those items which are not your true original nature. Please, enough is enough. I've met you, I have hosted you for quite some time now. Now I know who am I. You please go back to your. And when there is no limitations in you, this Jivatma flows into Paramatma. You don't evaporate. The fear of evaporation, I'll be no more. That fear is being taken care of. It is not that you will be no more. You will be in your true, real, original nature. Swatmanubhuti, you will be aware of your true original nature. Paramrita parimuchanti sarve. They are everywhere. That is what he said. A water contained in an earthenware. There are 20 such water pots kept in the sun. You rotate around, go around, you will at a time see 20 suns on that 20 water. The reflection of the sun. And that reflection of sun has equal effulgence. And then what happens? You keep on breaking each pot. Where does the Pratibimba go? Where does that reflected sun go? Goes back to the original sun. We are all reflected sun. We are all reflection of the Chit. Chit Shakti, the Chetana. Sat Sridharananda. It is reflecting in our mind stuff. Chitta. And that is now breaking all boundaries and it is going back to its original source. And finally, he gives you the example of a flowing river. This is the most readily understandable example. Jatha nadya sandamana samudre astam gachanti namarupa vihaya tatha vidyan namarupar vimuktaha parat param purusham upaiti divyam. That is, just like a flowing river enters the harbor and enters into the ocean. This is an example. Now let us understand the example in detail. What is a river? A mass of flowing water. Sanyamana, it is flowing, it is not stagnant. We are all going towards the goal, knowingly or unknowingly, lethargically or very fast, according to our attitude. But we are going there. So he says, a river is flowing. What is a river? A mass of water is the essential concept of a river. And what is that mass of water? It is contained in the left bank, the right bank, and the bed. A U section. And the mass of water is flowing through that. That is a Jivatma. He has a bank, left bank, right bank, containing it as a limited entity. But the water is flowing. It reaches the ocean. What happens? The left bank has disappeared. The right bank has disappeared. The bed has disappeared. Water has not disappeared. That mass of water, your personality, what you know as I am, that amness is shedding all its mistaken identities. And you are freeing yourself. And you merge with ocean. The mass of water does not evaporate. It merges with the ocean irretrievably. You can't retrieve black again. It is merged with the ocean. You don't evaporate. You get rid of all your bondages and you merge with the ocean. You are present in the form of an ocean so long you are known as a river. That is the difference that takes place. So, dears, I have again revised for you all up to the shloka number 8. The 9th shloka is the last shloka of descriptive expression of what happens to you. It is descriptive, at the same time it gives you a little incentive. Let me read it for you and then we'll develop in our next class. And during the next class, I think we'll be able to complete the study of the Mundaka Upanishad. Let me read the shloka. Saja havai tat paramam brahma vedaha brahmaiva bhavati nasya brahmavit kule bhavati tarati shokam tarati papnanam guha grantibhya vimukta amrito bhavati. This person, it is said, who says that? The tradition of last thousands and thousands of years of this study. They try to convince you this is the reality, that a person who achieves this goal, before achieving this goal and losing its worldly identity, he was born in a mother's lap. He belonged to a family. The impact that he leaves behind in the family by being a Brahmagya Purusha, the family is saturated with that idea. And no such person is born in that family who knows nothing about Brahmavit, Brahmajnana. Guha grantibhya vimukta amrito bhavati. Tarati shokam, he is beyond grief and agony because of wanting. He is beyond grief and agony. He is beyond vice and virtue. He is beyond every bondage. And he comes out of the cave into the wide world of oneness with Brahma. So this is the shloka we will study next time, and the two concluding ones, which you can also read in the translation, but I'll complete the study during our next discourse. Thank you, dears. Thank you.
Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.